Yeah, I want to start off by, paying respects actually to the team that we just played. That was, they gave us all we wanted, not just in the first half, but that first drive in the second half. And was really impressed. I told the radio guys that, we took a step, and I know who we were playing, but I also know that we got our butts kicked last week, and the last time we were in this stadium, we put about 2 good quarters together. The first and fourth being awful. The second and third, last time we were here, were pretty dang good. And then, obviously, in this one, came out and started fast, especially offensively. That was really good to see. And then, for some reason, we stopped doing our job the way that we're trained to do, and we got hit with quite a bit of adversity in the second quarter, and our guys responded. I couldn't have scripted this better. The young quarterback goes in, does not play well in his first couple drives, but he responds at halftime. The entire team, that second quarter, I think the radio guys told me our defense gave up 132 yards. 102 of them came in that second quarter. So our defense gave up 30 yards in 3 quarters, but they all count. So that's, it's always good when you win by 31 to have a spot that you can say, hey, that wasn't good enough. And so, but again, really proud of our guys for growing. The last time we played well and then got hit with adversity, we crumbled. We crumbled. And we didn't tonight. We bowed our backs at halftime. We came out in the second half, and offense didn't punt or turn the ball over, and the defense didn't give up any points. So really, really happy with the way our guys responded. We're going to celebrate this win, but we also know that the competition gets really, really stiff from here on out. North Texas is a good team. They've got, I think, the most newcomers in the country. So watching last year's film is probably not going to be much good, but good thing is we'll have 4 games on them, or 5 games, however many they played. I think they have a bye week coming into us as well. So we know we've got to get better, but we took the necessary step, especially having slipped a little bit in the second quarter, and we found it again. That was important to me.
Coach, you had C.J. Campbell and Amari Hayes have strong nights with 100 or more yards each, with C.J. having 2 touchdowns. Thoughts on their performances for tonight?
Yeah, I thought, Amari continues to be very trustworthy, and I think, if you ask Cam, you ask Kaysen, that's a huge, huge component to playing that position, and he's in the right place at the right time, and it's pretty damn good with the ball in his hands too. So was excited about him. I think we've got some really, really good running backs, and we're going to continue to use them. I think Coach Fry said we rushed for over 200 yards as a team in the second half. We had 5 different backs carry the football. We rushed the ball well with our backup offensive line. So again, taking into consideration, who we were playing, but we needed everything that we did tonight. We needed, and it was good to see. I've got an injury update. Only 2 guys would not have been able to return. Cam Fancher with his thumb, pretty significantly sprained. We're going to get that X-rayed and MRI tomorrow or Monday, and then Wendell Fillard is being evaluated for a concussion. But the rest of the guys, there was a few guys got dinged up, but could have returned.
Well, Coach, when you win by a lot of points, naturally it gives you the opportunity to measure the depth that you have on your team and give other players an opportunity to play. Were you satisfied that you were able to get that type of outcome tonight, knowing that you had a chance to look at more players on tape and see what they
Yeah, I was proud of the backup line. I was proud of the backup tailbacks. Was proud of the 2 defense. When we put them in against FIU, it was not real good sledding, and they came in and did their job for a couple drives. So yeah, that is big in a game like this to get those young guys the experience they need. You know, we got that young O-line in and those running backs, and even if some of those guys, you know, Carson Kruger played whatever it was, 5 snaps there at the end, but those are important. Those are important snaps in a guy's development, and anytime you can get them in is pretty cool.
You mentioned a fair amount of change going into this week, whether quarterbacks are playing different types of guys or in the play calling department. Do you feel like those changes resulted in positives, and is there anything that stood out to you?
Yeah, I think, you know, Cam had a great week of practice. So I think, you know, if you ask him, he understands that, you know, he hadn't played to his expectations. He's going to have more expectations on himself than any of us would. And so I feel like it might have lit a little spark in him because he played well all week in practice, had a really good first quarter. So I think that was a net positive. We got the young guy in, and although again didn't play well early, had a chance to feel what it's like not to play well and have to bounce back from it, and did. So and then my involvement, yeah, I think all of the things that we did were a net positive. Again, you've got to temper the enthusiasm a little bit and know that this was not an American Conference team, but for what we asked our guys to do, was very encouraged.
Coach, I know it's been a while since I've been here, but I do have a question about how much you were able to improve your team through the transfer portal. Are you starting to get a lot of these guys acclimated to the system where you might be able to find that these guys will be assets as you continue?
I think so. I think, you know, you're seeing guys like Philip Dunham, Wendell Fillard, you know, Daughtry Richardson when he was healthy. You know, a guy like Elijah Brown got a lot of snaps, even though he was here last year. He's a transfer. You know, Devontae Davis is playing a ton for us. So our hit rate is good, not great at that, but yeah, we're relying on a lot of new guys that have assimilated themselves well into our culture.
With the injuries at wide receiver, it was a bit surprising to see Jay Sean not dressed out. Is there any update to his status?
He has chosen to use his redshirt year. He only played, you know, a handful of snaps his first 2 years, and understands that he needs to be developed a little bit more, and is taking this opportunity to do it.
You know, with the performance tonight, you started off slow, but then had a really, really strong performance in the second half. How do you translate that strong second half over a full game, and especially as you're heading to conference play?
Well, I think the theme of the week was, you know, do your job, but understanding your job is going to be really hard. It doesn't matter whether you're playing Wagner or Alabama. Your job is going to be really, really hard, but it is literally the only way to have success. And you ask what you can take. I think that realization finally hit home, that we kind of cruised through the first quarter, and then we got hit in the mouth, and we stopped doing the hard things and went back to doing the easy things, the wrong things, and things got a little dicey. And then we locked back in and we started doing things the right way, the hard way. So I think probably the biggest thing is just, after so much talk of just doing your job the way you're coached to do, we saw really the ebbs and flows of that, of when you do, how successful you can be, and then when you just have a little bit of lapse here and there, it'll bite you, and it doesn't matter who you're playing. So that's probably the biggest thing, is the realization of just how hard it is to do your job over and over and over again, but how necessary it is.
Coach, before the game, you talked about how the offense was the capacity of the offense was overestimated. even after tonight's win, how important will it be for the offense to continue mastering the basics, getting those basics right, maximizing the strengths that they have while minimizing the weaknesses moving forward, heading into the bye week and of course the next game against North
Yeah,
Texas?
hugely. I looked at these 2 weeks and, again, I wish we were 4-0 coming into this game, but we weren't. And, what we needed to do was reset, and, we kind of took the approach of knowing who we were gonna play. We're gonna need to play well, but, we're gonna go back to basics. We're gonna kind of treat this Saturday as a scrimmage, if you will. We're gonna continue to now fine tune the basics and see where in real time, live, 70 snaps of offense, 50 something snaps of defense. Okay, now we can go and say, okay, what are we good at? Okay, we tried this, this is even too much maybe. So, yeah, I think all of that, I don't think we'll be good enough at any point this year to do a whole lot of things. But you're always gonna be good enough to have a bread and butter and have an identity, and hopefully, with some of the run game we had tonight and some play action passes, that'll continue to build.
Is the,
Good? All right, thank you. I owe you a picture.